Moving on, it's time to add enemy animations. So returning back to the project once again. This is going to be very similar as setting up the player character. So let's head over to our shooter mannequin animations folder once again, and let's create a new blend space again. So animation, and then again a new blend space. Use the same mannequin and call it main enemy blend space, and open that one up. And again, we're going to set up our axis settings. So first direction, it's going to be slightly different. And again, speed, like so. And our direction is going to be again from minus 180 to positive 180. But our speed is going to remain from 0 to 100 because the enemies are slower. Let's enable our tags here. And we're also going to use different animation because the enemies won't be rotating and all that kind of stuff. So that's why we are making a new one. So we're going to take enemy walk and put it all the way up at the top, the 3 positions. And we're going to have enemy idle at the 3 positions at the bottom. Like so. Alright. Let's test it out. Oh, so let's get the green one. They will walk towards us with a firm pace. Good. So let's save this up, close it up. And in our animation folder, again, we're gonna right click on our anim blueprint character and create a child blueprint class. I'm gonna give the name anim pp underscore enemy character. Because most of it will be exactly the same as the player, right? So we're gonna make some small alterations. So we're gonna open this one up. And we're gonna have a look at the asset override editor at the top here. So I'm gonna leave all the rest as is. Not gonna do anything specifically. We're gonna go to the asset override editor, open that up. We have our character state machine. We have our dead. So we have our dead 1, 2, 3. We're gonna keep the same dead animations, but for our blend space, instead of using the main player blend space, we'll use the main enemy blend space. Right. So that way it will use the correct animations. Let's hit compile and save. And again, close it off. And we're going to head back to the blueprints folder and open up the enemy character. And just as we did with the player, we'll need to make some small modifications here. So the first thing that we'll do, we'll select our mesh. And then head down to the animation, make sure that we're using the correct blueprint. So the animation class is going to be the anim blueprint enemy character, like so. Let's give it a quick test, see if they're doing the right animation. So compile and save, hit play, and look at that, the enemies are walking towards us with a steady, firm pace. And we can then shoot them. And as you can see, they will disappear. So you won't be able to see their dead animation because we don't have time for them. So let's open it up again. Let's head to the event graph. And let's do the same thing as we did with the player. So we're going to select our BPC health and override our health event on that event, I mean. And what we'll do here is we're going to get our character movement. So get character movement, and we're going to say, well, disable movement because you died. All right. And next, what we're going to do is we are going to clear our function timer here. So just as with the end actor overlap, we're going to add this one, copy paste it, going to clear our timer. So we stop dealing damage because when we are dead, we don't want to keep dealing damage. Then we'll drag a reference to our damage zone, and we're actually going to set collision enabled. I'm going to set that to false, right? We're going to disable it. So there we go. We're going to set this to no collision. And just as with the player, we are going to add a delay. Of 3 seconds. And then we're going to destroy the actor. So destroy actor. Kind of to have our base behavior of our, of our undead. Okay. And at this point, I want to do something else as well. Before our delay, because we will stop the movement, we will clear the timer. We will set the collision enable to false. It will play the animation, but our capsule component will still be active, right? So we will still be hitting an invisible enemy. So we also need to take care of that one. So what I'll do is I'll take my capsule component and I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to set my collision response channel. So collision response to channel. And let's do it like that. So world static, it's going to be ignored. You can see the different channels that we have here. And we're also going to set collision. So actually I'm going to copy paste it really. And our collision to the pawn will also be ignored. Right, so we're gonna ignore world static and we're gonna ignore the pawn. Like so. Alright, so now we have some more fine control. You could also do it to all the channels. In my case, I'm just gonna do it to the world static and the pawn. That should be fine. Let's give it a go. You could do, ignore all channels as well, but so I can now keep firing. I won't hit anything anymore, and they will actually play their dead animation, like so. And they should also, just as with the player, have some variation in their dead animation. It's not going to be much, but there's like a couple of dead animations. So that one was with the arms open, stuff like that. All right. Excellent. Good. So I'm going to leave it here, and the next video we'll actually add a hut to our game.